It's crazy to think that there's no stability super shoe that's being made by any of the brands. So in this video, I'm going to give you 3 super shoes if you are somebody who mildly pronates. If you are somebody who's after a carbon plated racing shoe, but you require something a lot more stable than some of the super shoes that are out there. So like I said, people, there's a massive gap in the market, and I don't know why it's not being filled from the manufacturers, that there is no stability version super shoe. And what that means is basically on the live stream on a Monday at 8 o'clock, I always get the same question every week. FORDY, I require a stability shoe, but what's the best racing shoe that I can buy? Honestly, I get that question time after time after time. But the good news, in 2025, there are 3 shoes that are worth considering. And one of them you need to act on fast. So stick around to the end of the video, because that's going to be the last shoe that I'm going to tell you about. Now, I mildly pronate, okay, and I've mentioned that a million times on this channel. So super shoes for me need to be a little bit firmer and a little bit wider. I also don't particularly enjoy something that's too aggressive, and I don't particularly enjoy something that's mega soft, right? So for example, this is not a shoe I'd run in a marathon. But there are some shoes out there that you can kind of, well, I would say get away with, but that's the worst way of putting it. But there are some shoes that are a little bit more user-friendly, let's say. There are some shoes that I think if you do mildly pronate in any shape or form, you can sort of get away with them to a degree. They are a little bit more versatile and a little bit inherently stable, let's say. Now, obviously, the issue with these super shoes is they come with super foams, and these super foams tend to be like really soft, really bouncy, and all that sort of stuff. And if you're somebody who suffers from pronation, then you're going to be all over the place in some of these shoes. But luckily, there are a couple of brands that make some foams that aren't incredibly soft. So let's start with the first shoe, and that, my friends, is the Hoka Rocket X3. Now, this shoe features a dual foam setup. Now, what I mean by that is that we've got 2 different types of foam in here. All of it is P-backs, but the top foam is slightly softer versus the bottom foam, which is a lot firmer. Now, don't get me wrong, this is still a soft ride, okay, but the foam on the top is noticeably softer. Now, this features a full-length winged plate as well, which again is there to help with a little bit of stability. The shoe weighs 232 grams in my UK 10. We've got a decent bit of coverage on the outside. I'll show you that in just a second. It's 220 pounds. This shoe, we've got this really nice mesh upper. We've got, I think it's just over 40 millimeters of stack in here, with I think about a 6 or 7 mil drop. Now let's take a closer look. So here's our winged plate. Can you see that sticking out there? And as I said, that's going to help you with the stability. We've got this softer piece here of P-backs foam. Then you've got this slightly firmer foam that runs the heel and below the plate. There's our really nice upper on the shoe. There's some scratches from some rocks on the carbon plate. We've got some brilliant laces and lockdown on the shoe, which really help with the ride and help with the stability. It's not wildly skinny in the heel. There is a wider shoe that I'm going to mention in a bit, but this is not massively skinny in the heel. And actually, even at the forefoot, if you look, it's quite wide there, which is good news. So overall, the Rocket X3 is a really good alternative to some of the super shoes that are out there. You know, for example, the Cielo X1 2.0, you'd be nuts to even try that if you had any pronation issues because the cutout stuff like that. But this offers a sort of best of both worlds. So this is definitely one to check out. This is probably more, I would say, half marathon and below focused, all right, if you're looking for race day shoes. You could get away with this in the marathon, but personally, I would use one of the other shoes that I'm going to mention in just a bit. Now, the next shoe I have actually run a marathon in, and that's the Pro 4 from Saucony. This shoe I ran the Berlin Marathon in. So the Pro 4 features the Power Run PB midsole with a HG. See that in there? That's got like an insert that runs in there. So we've got, again, a bit of a dual foam setup. But this shoe works well in terms of stability because, again, it's wide. You've got XT900 outsole, but look how wide that is. And because of the Power Run PB midsole is not crazy soft, you get a nice balanced platform to run on. We also have in here a plate, which is good, again helping with the stability of the shoe, but also the performance. The shoe again features like 40 mil of stack. It's 200 and something odd grams, 230 grams. You can pick it up for under 200 pounds now, which is good news, but this is a very stable cruising machine, people. This is a good bridge to the marathon. Again, I've run a marathon in this shoe and it was excellent. I know a lot of people have run marathons in this shoe and they've all said it was excellent. It fits well. It's not unstable. The performance is great from the Power Run PB midsole with the HG. The plate is not overly aggressive, and it's just a really good package here for anybody who mildly pronates. This is a great shoe. It's a great super shoe for anybody with some stability needs. Now, the last shoe you could probably guess, and this is the one you need to move on quick, people, and that's the New Balance SC Elite version 4, because version 5's here, and it's a totally different shoe to this. Now, I've run a few marathons in the SC Elite version 4. Last London Marathon I ran in the SC Elite version 4 as well. Now, what's brilliant about this shoe for anybody who mildly pronates or has some stability needs is the width of the shoe. Look how wide that is. But also this PIBA fuel cell midsole in here is not massively soft. You could argue that it's on the firmer side, but actually that's not a problem because the ride from it, you get a really nice bounce back from the foam, but you get a nice cruising feeling of like holding speed in the shoe. And I think that's why this makes the perfect marathon shoe for anybody who mildly pronates, because you could hold speed in here. And when you get into the later stages of the marathon, you know, 22, 23 miles, and your form's gone all out of place and your pronation's at its worst, this will look after you. Now, this shoe is discounted down at sportshoes.com. And don't forget, if you're a 40 Runs affiliated club member, it costs about £20. Join at FORDYRUNS.com. You can get 15% off your running shoes at sportshoes.com. But this is discounted at sportshoes.com. I don't know how long stock's going to last in this shoe, but if you are somebody who mildly pronates or has some stability needs and you've got an autumn marathon, right, this is the best sort of marathon shoe you can buy. It really is, people. This is phenomenal. And I don't think people realise until they run in it how good this is at the marathon distance. As I said, I've run, I think, 3 marathons in that shoe. Is it 3? Yes, I think it is 3 in the SC Elite version 4, and it is brilliant. I can't overemphasize how good that is as a marathon race day shoe for anybody with stability needs. So there we go, people. It's interesting, isn't it? There is a gap in the market for a super shoe for people who have stability needs. A lot of people do need stability shoes, and I get that. And whilst you can work in the gym to strengthen and all that sort of stuff, you're built the way you're built, right? Your mechanics are what they are, and you do require, some of you, a ride that's a little bit more stable in certain areas. So there's 3 shoes there that I think will work for you. Like I said, the Rocket X is probably the sort of best half marathon and below shoe. You could try that in the marathon if you wanted to. I think the Pro 4 from Saucony sits in the middle and again can do all the distances. And then the SC Elite is perfect for the marathon distance. So there we go, guys. Hopefully that added some value for you today. If it did, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. But if you are somebody who does require a stability super shoe, what shoe are you using? Let me know in the comments. Please don't be that guy who's running along in a pair of Alpha Fly 4s and you're breaking your ankles. Don't do that, okay? I hate seeing that on race day. It drives me nuts. But yes, guys, I do understand how hard it is to get a stability shoe if you are somebody who's after a super shoe, but you've got stability needs. But yeah, if you are somebody who's currently running in a certain type of shoe because you feel it works for you and you've got those stability needs, let us know in the comments. Share that with everybody else in the comments. Don't forget to join me on a live stream on a Monday at 8 o'clock. You can answer or ask, sorry, all your running shoe questions, and I'll answer them, some of them, and some of the coaching questions. If you've got some coaching questions, again, join me on a Monday at 8 o'clock. But yeah, that's it, team. I'll catch you later.